Hello all. This video we will discuss on the topic writing a grammar. Grammars are used to syntactically describe the syntax of programming language constructs like expressions and statements. Using grammars, we can represent the various programming language constructs like the if-else statement. These grammars must first be transformed in order to use them in parsing or syntax analysis. To use the grammar must not to use the grammar in syntax analysis or parsing, the grammar must not contain ambiguity. Therefore, before using the grammar for parsing, we have to apply certain transformations to the grammar. The first one is to eliminate ambiguity in the grammar, then eliminate left recursion and apply left factoring to the grammar. So the first topic what we will discuss is how we will eliminate ambiguity in the grammar. So what is ambiguity? Given a grammar and a sentence, if we are able to generate two or more parse trees for the same sentence using the grammar, then we call the grammar to be ambiguous. Now we will just consider this grammar which is used for the if-else statement. So usually every programming language, it contains two kinds of if-else statement. So one is the simple if, which does not have else, and the other is the if and the else. The first one is if expression then else, then we have if expression then statement else statement. Others can be any other statement apart from the if-else statement. Now we will just consider this sentence and we will see how are we going to parse this particular string. So if E1 is expression. If E1 then S1 stands for statement 1. Else if expression 2 then statement 2 else statement 3. So usually for parsing we have to start with the start symbol of the grammar. The start symbol of the grammar is statement. So we will just parse this statement. If expression 1 then statement 1 else. If expression 2 then statement 2 else statement 3. So for parsing we have to start with the start symbol of the grammar. The start symbol of the grammar is statement, ST. So now I will use, which one to use is, I will use this if expr then statement else statement. So I will just use this first. Statement gives if expr then statement else statement. So now actually what I want is if E1 then statement 1 else if expression then statement 2 else statement 3. So now I have got if E1 I can get it from expr1 then statement gives S2 else statement. So then now what I will do is I will expand this statement to get the remaining part. So this statement I will expand it to if expr then statement else statement. So this if I have got here, this expr is E2 then statement will become S2 else statement 3. So if E1 then S1 if else if E2 then S2 else S3. So we have got this string. So this is how we will be parsing the string. So for this particular string we cannot write any other parse tree. So it doesn't mean that the grammar is not ambiguous. The grammar is ambiguous for some other statement. So now we will consider another statement for the same grammar. So we will consider this particular statement. If E1 then if E2 then S1 else S2. We will consider this. We will just try to write the parse tree for this. So for this particular sentence we have got two different parse trees. The first parse tree is I have expanded the statement with if expr then statement. Then this statement I have expanded with if expr then statement else statement. So this expr will become E1, this expr E2, S1, else S2. So I have got this. So the other parse tree what I have got is statement gives if expr1, if expr then statement else statement. So I am expanding this statement which is in between with if expr then statement. So now we have got two different parse trees for the same sentence. So when we get two different parse trees, then we can tell that the grammar is ambiguous. So why is this grammar ambiguous here? So it is because how are we matching the else with the then statement? So here we matched then with statement and this statement was expanded here. But here we are not doing this. We have completely written the if else statement and the statement which is there in between is being expanded with only with if part, if expr then statement. And here this then it doesn't have a corresponding else. So actually most of the programming languages have this kind of if else statements. So the general rule to eliminate ambiguity here is to match each else with the closest unmatched then. So the rule, the common rule to eliminate ambiguity is to match else must be matched with closest unmatched then. It has to be matched with closest unmatched then. So now we will just see here. So here we don't have else. Here we have else. Else is being matched with closest then. So this is correct. Now coming to this, we have else here and here we don't have else. The rule says that else must be matched with its closest then. But if you look here, this else is not being matched with its closest then. In between here, statement is being expanded to if statement with only one then here. So this statement, it doesn't have an else. So this else will be matched with this then. So this then is not the closest then to this else. So this parse tree is actually wrong. So according to this rule, else must be matched with the closest unmatched then. So this then here it is unmatched. Therefore, this else will be matched with this. So this is wrong. So we must have had here another else. If we had here another else, then that else would have been matched with this unmatched then. So then it would have been correct. So we will consider this as to be the correct one. So now we will rewrite this grammar to make it as unambiguous. So how are we going to make it unambiguous is when we are expanding a statement like this, if expr else statement, when we are expanding a statement here in between, so we will ensure that this statement which we expand, it has both if and else part. So when it is having only then, we will see that it's been expanded at the end, not somewhere in between. I'll repeat. So when we are expanding statements which is after then, okay, in between, that is, it is between then and else. When we are expanding this, we ensure that what's been expanded is a complete if else statement. So this if else statement, it doesn't have else part. So we always ensure that which has been expanded in between, it will also have an else part, so that we will not have ambiguity when parsing. So the grammar after eliminating ambiguity is this. So we will just have two kinds of if else statements. One is matched statement and the other one is open statement. So matched statement is, it has both if and else. That is, it has both then and else. And open statement is just if expr then statement. So it doesn't have else. So we call an if sentence without else as open sentence, and a if statement with else part we call it as a matched statement. So as I said you that when we are expanding a statement which is in between, that is immediately after then and before else, it must be complete. It must be a match statement. And when it comes to the end, it can be either a complete if else statement or it can be a only if statement. So we will just write here matched statement is if expr then matched statement. So matched statement means it has both if and else matched statement. Others. So what is an open statement? Open statement, it can be only if statement. You don't have else here. If expr then statement, or else it can be if expr then match statement. So in between always it must be a matched statement only. Okay, before else you cannot have a statement which has been expanded only with if. It must also have else. So at the end you can have an open statement, that is with only else, only with if. So this is the grammar without ambiguity. So we can apply this grammar for the same sentence and we'll see that it has only one parse tree. Thank you for watching this video. We will meet in the next video where we'll discuss about how to eliminate left recursion.